pathological obsession for safety and practicality, Volvo pretty much set the benchmark for what an estate car should be. By the 1980s, they were fully into the swing of things, and the car to my right was the go-to choice for antiques dealers, carpet fitters, safety-minded families, and pretty much everyone in between. Hello and welcome to the Volvo 740. An unmistakable sight in the suburban driveways of homes across the world, the 740 is nothing short of a legend. I love these cars. In fact, I've had over a dozen classic Volvo estates in the last 5 years. And today I'm going to have a little bit look around this 1989 740 GL and talk to you a little bit about why I think they're so great. We'll have a look inside, outside, and then get it out on the road. And I'll tell you more about what I think at the end. So let's get into it. By the time the 740 hit forecourts, Volvo were well and truly into the swing of things. Their legendary 240 estate had taken the market by storm and was an industry leader in quality estates and saloon cars. The 740 sought to take on from that and build on the success even further. And what a marvellous job it did. Introduced in 1984 as the saloon before the legendary estate arrived in 1986, the 740 took over from the 240 but was produced alongside it, and then by what would take over from this, the 940. There was a period in the early 1990s when all three were made at exactly the same time. Rather interesting choice on Volvo's part there. You see, the 740 really was a jack of all trades. It could be a comfortable family car for up to 7 passengers, but at the same time it could be a van. It could be whatever you wanted it to be. Obviously not a convertible sports car, but to an extent, it could do pretty much anything. The aim with the 740 wasn't just a bland box on wheels that could carry a wardrobe and 5 people. No, there was an executive nature to this car as well. Interior equipment was very good, it's incredibly comfortable, and there's a high level of fit and finish to all of the fixtures in here. The cabin is generally a very nice place to be in all of the 740s. This particular car is no exception to that. It really does feel like I'm in someone's living room in here. Even as a backseat passenger, I've got so much legroom, so much headroom, and I just feel relaxed. You could very comfortably fall asleep in here, and I feel many people probably have over the years on long family road trips. There were a few engines to choose from with the 740. None were particularly going to set your world on fire, but they get you along the road nicely and for many miles. This particular car is a 2-litre variant with a B200E engine. Not particularly powerful, but it's more than capable of keeping up with modern traffic, sitting on the motorway for miles on end. The more popular engines in these were the 2.3-litre 4-cylinders in turbo form, as they are very susceptible to tuning. In the aftermarket, these have quite a good following in the drift scene and the general tuning scene. The 740 was also available with a 2.8-litre 6-cylinder engine, though at this point it was rebadged to a 760, the 6 denoting the number of cylinders. These engines don't have quite the same following in the aftermarket, as they are often considered a little bit cumbersome and slow. The 2.3 4-cylinders really are the sweet spot in the range, arguably. So, we've got the 740 out on the road. What have I got to say about it? Well, I am a little bit biased, but I love these cars, and when you get one out on the road, that feeling is really emphasized. You see, from where I'm sat, I feel like I'm operating a car from within a Chesterfield armchair. I feel as if I'm floating, in all honesty. Nothing rides quite like a Volvo of this heritage. They are simply sublime. There's a wonderful level of waftiness to it. It just eats up any imperfection in the road and just disregards it, really. I'm not on a particularly smooth road, but you wouldn't know that from in here. In terms of power delivery, the 2-litre engine does a fair job. I personally prefer the 2.3-litre, especially in turbo form. But that being said, this 2-litre unit is getting me along the road well. There's a nice level of power delivery and pickup, especially with the M47 manual gearbox. But don't get me wrong, this is not a quick car. It will keep up with modern traffic, certainly, but it's not going to be winning any off-the-line street races. This does have my preferred gearbox for one of these models, the M47. It's a 5-speed manual, and it just suits this car and the way it drives really very nicely. The 4-speed manual boxes do feel a little bit strained at top end. This extra 5th gear really does help you out. One thing that's always impressed me with these Volvos is the turning circle. I've daily driven a lot of them, and I'm always surprised with how mobile they are. They really can turn on a sixpence. They're almost like a London taxi in that respect, which when you look at the proportions from the outside is nothing short of surprising. Road holding is fairly respectable from the 740. It's not perfect, there's a good level of body roll, but what else would you come to expect from a now 35-year-old estate car? This is a really, really good level of fit and finish in here. There's nothing in the way of cabin creak really to here, which is impressive when you consider this has got an extra dog guard fitted, a rear boot liner. You just don't really get any feedback from any of it. It's excellently quiet in here. These are becoming more and more popular as everyday drivers. They've become trendy again, which is quite impressive. But when you spend some time with one, you really do see why. Why did antiques dealers drive these up and down the continent all the time? Because they're so excellent on the road. So, what do I think of the cool old Swedish brick sat behind me? Well, I haven't really been very subtle about it, have I? I absolutely love this car. There's a reason I've had around a dozen of them in the last few years. They're such tremendously good value for money. There's so much car there. It's practical, it's usable, it's comfortable, but it still has a lovely level of retro cool to it. They've managed to shed their sensible, bland family image in recent years and have actually become quite trendy. As such, values are on the up, and so I think now's the time to get into one before they go crazy. Pre-1990 cars do have the flat front pre-facelift styling, which seems a little bit more desirable in the aftermarket, and that 2.3 litre turbo engine is really the gem and the sweet spot of the range. Paired with an M47 5-speed manual gearbox like this particular car, you really are onto a winner with a 740.